2022 Mercedes-Benz ESQ. When Mercedes-Benz unveiled the 2022 EQS in April, it was described as a defining moment for the world's oldest carmaker. We're numb to hyperbole when it comes to car launches, but in this case it's hard to argue with the car company who has wasted little time steering the company deeper into the electric vehicle market. Hi guys, this is Just Exotic. Please subscribe, like, and don't forget to comment on this video. Turn on your notification button to be notified when we drop another video. Unlike the EQC, EQV, EQA and EQB, all of which are based on existing internal combustion Mercedes-Benz models, the EQS is a standalone model in its own right. Benz's first dedicated electric car platform features a newly developed range of drivetrains, a battery promising a range of up to 485 miles under the European test procedure, and arguably the most advanced interior you'll find in any current production car. Positioned at the top of a growing list of EQ badge models, it also acts as a technological showcase for the Mercedes-Benz brand, featuring a number of innovations we can also expect to see on upcoming models, including a LiDAR-based Level 3 autonomous driving function. Aesthetically, the EQS is a radical departure from traditional combustion engine Mercedes-Benz models, with a cab-forward profile similar to that previewed by the EQS Vision concept back in 2019. Distinguishing exterior elements include a black grille, a pair of angular headlamps available with what Mercedes calls digital light, which has matrix projectors with 1.3 million pixels in each headlight that can be used to project warning symbols onto the road surface or for some startup theater, and a horizontal light bar across the leading edge of the hood. For the first time on a Mercedes-Benz production model, the clamshell-style hood is fixed, designed to be opened only during servicing. The filler for the windshield washer is integrated into the driver's side front panel, flipping out when pressed. The steeply raked windshield flows into what Mercedes describes as a one-bow roofline, its arc tracing all the way to the rear deck lid. The doors are frameless and feature the same flush handle seen on the latest S-Class. Mercedes-Benz claims the EQS betters the Tesla Model S for aerodynamic efficiency, with a record-breaking production car drag coefficient of 0.20 in base rear-wheel drive form, in combination with an optional AMG styling package and specially developed low-drag wheels. Compared to the new S-Class, the EQS is slightly shorter and narrower. It rides on a 126.4-inch wheelbase, which is just 0.2 inch shorter than that of its combustion engine stablemate, giving it relatively short overhangs and a very roomy interior. The EQS's aluminum-intensive platform supports two drivetrain layouts, either single-motor and rear-wheel drive or dual-motor, all-wheel drive. The electric motors, produced by Valeo Siemens e-Automotive, are mounted low within a subframe at the front and within the axle assembly at the rear. A 396-volt lithium-ion battery, assembled by Mercedes-Benz sister company Automotive, uses a steel and aluminum casing and is integrated into the floor, giving the EQS a much lower center of gravity than the S-Class. The power electronics, meanwhile, are packaged up front under the fixed hood. Mercedes put a lot of effort into the interior of the EQS, which combines its own unique elements with features from other models in the Benz lineup. The standard setup brings a layout similar in appearance to the latest S-Class, with 12.3-inch digital instrument display and a 12.8-inch infotainment screen, in combination with a multifunction steering wheel featuring touch-sensitive controls on the upper spokes. North American buyers will also be able to opt for the so-called Hyperscreen, a one-piece curved screen that stretches across the width of the dashboard. It houses three digital displays, one for the instruments, one for the infotainment functions, and another ahead of the front passenger seat. It is impressive, no doubt. But the 56.7-inch wide screen is prone to reflections in sunny conditions, despite the inclusion of a sensor that automatically alters its brightness. It does work with impressive speed, though, thanks to an 8-core processor and 24 GB of RAM. Either display setup is controlled by the latest generation of MBUX, an operating system that supports conversational speech input via a Hey Mercedes prompt. There's also a head-up display with augmented reality navigation commands. A high-set center console divides the front seats, which are broad and magnificently comfortable, if a little short on lateral support. They can also be ordered with up to 19 motors and a total of 10 massage programs. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell to be notified when we drop another video. Although Mercedes-Benz says the EQS has a flat floor, there is a slight rise in the middle of the structure to increase stiffness. This is most noticeable from the rear, which can be configured with either a 3-passenger bench seat or 2 individual seats. Rear seat accommodations are excellent, especially in terms of leg and shoulder room. The EQS launches with 2 models. The entry-level EQS is the rear-wheel drive EQS 450 Plus, which uses a rear-mounted permanent magnet electric motor that makes 329 horsepower and 419 pound-feet of torque. We expect the 450 Plus to accelerate to 60 miles per hour in about 6 seconds. It has a range of 485 miles under the WLTP test procedure used in Germany. That should equate to roughly 360 miles of range in the United States using the EPA methodology. Its 107.8 kWh battery will be used by all EQS models at launch. A smaller 90.0 kWh battery is also planned for the EQS 450 Plus. The flagship model is the all-wheel drive EQS 580 4MATIC, which is the one we drove. It uses 2 permanent magnet motors with a combined output of 516 horsepower and 631 pound-feet of torque. The 580 should scoot to 60 miles per hour in about 4 seconds and have roughly 315 miles of range in the US. Battery charging is via a CCS socket at either 11 kilowatts or 22 kilowatts on level 2 AC, while its peak DC fast charging rate tops out at 200 kilowatts. Mercedes-Benz claims a preconditioning function and an intelligent cooling strategy allows high current to be maintained for long periods, maximizing charging rates. It also provides a 10-year per 155,000-mile guarantee for the battery. We're used to the silent qualities of the latest generation of electric cars, but the EQS takes things to a whole new level, proving wonderfully relaxing whether threading through traffic around town or at higher speeds out on the open road. There are a range of synthetic sounds, and buyers can specify an optional sound package, but why disrupt the EQS's inherent tranquility and calmness? The steering is lightly weighted. Still, there's sufficient tactility to the speed-dependent system to ensure the driver remains involved. It is reminiscent of the S-Class in this respect, with very accurate action that allows you to confidently place the EQS on the road. There is a well-engineered delicacy to the steering, making for a relaxed car in everyday driving conditions. Like the new S-Class, the EQS comes with the choice of 2 rear-wheel steering systems, with the more advanced optional setup providing up to 10 degrees of countersteer, enabling a 35.7-foot turning circle. Below 37 miles per hour, the rear wheels turn in the opposite direction to those up front. Above that, they steer in the same direction. If an EQS buyer who opted for the standard rear-wheel steer setup later decides to go for the full 10-degree capability, that can be unlocked via an over-the-air update. The 4MATIC suspension with variable damping control automatically adjusts ride height, providing constant ground clearance in both eco and comfort modes. Switching into sport mode reduces the ride height by 0.8 inches at speeds of more than 80 miles per hour to improve aerodynamic efficiency. The suspension is superbly compliant but does get a bit floaty over undulating roads, which is maybe not surprising given the weight it's asked to control. However, the EQS does a fantastic job of isolating the cabin from poor surfaces such as broken sections of pavement. Mercedes says that the EQS's electronically controlled all-wheel drive system apportions power faster than any of the company's existing electromechanical setups. A torque vectoring function also individually channels power to each of the rear wheels dependent on prevailing traction and wheel speed. The EQS isn't built for tail-out antics, but it is happy to launch itself from slow corners with utmost composure under full throttle. Like the S-Class, which the EQS seems destined to replace by the end of the decade, the EQS's sleek brand of luxury comes at a high price. Nothing is official right now, but North American buyers can expect to pay around $110,000 for the EQS 450 Plus and close to $185,000 for the EQS 580 4MATIC. What they'll get is a truly luxurious and outstandingly refined sedan, one with very few compromises. The EQS is not inexpensive, but it is possibly the world's most capable electric car right now. With this, the exotic car world is placed on notice. Thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment the country you're watching from. See you in my next video.